Hey everybody, this is Scott. I've got a 99 Toyota. I believe this goes back to 97 up to 2003, 2004. It is a 4-cylinder model. It looks like a beater. This thing only has 60,000 miles roughly. And this is 2013. What I had going on initially was I bought a fuel filter to change, and I discovered there are no videos on how to do this. There's the ones where you change the filter that's up under here for, I guess that's a V6. So I neglected to change mine. Well, my starter started going out. So there's some guys on here they have a video of how to change your starter. What you do first, the best way I've discovered to do this anyway, you need to take this rubber panel off. If you can get them all off, awesome. I wasn't able to do that. There's two that go into the frame. I broke one. I didn't break that, so I'm just going to get a little Christmas tree and stick it back together later. What these little plastic clips do is they have some little tangs on the side, so you'll have to reach up inside your fender well on the back side and just snap them with your fingers and they'll just pop right out. Not a big deal. So anyway, this is a starter fuel filter change. I've already done everything, so sorry for that. But I have a feeling that you probably need to take your starter out, which isn't that bad. I'll let you review that other guy's video because he does a pretty good job showing you what to do. But yeah, there's your fuel filter. Once you get the starter out of the way, I would recommend you go ahead and take your starter to, if you have a local starter shop, starter and alternator shop. I had my starter, I think he put brushes in it or something, I don't know, it was 30 bucks. So you might want to do that first. Now, I think I just discovered a problem. See that? This is one reason I was making this video, because I went to look for how to prime this, if I needed to prime this. I've changed several fuel filters and never ever needed to prime one. I know you need to do it on diesels, but I unhooked that clippy to make room for those bolts, and I think that's why my truck won't start. So I'm going to plug that back in and we're going to see. Now, this is just like every other, it's not like a Honda filter. Honda has in and out on the top. This one has in on one end and out on the other. Of course, what I had to do was I had to loosen the bolt that goes. Let me see if I can get some light up in this mother. Good thing I'll edit this later. Oh, the starter's in the way now. That's why I can't get this to hook. Well, there's a bolt that goes up through the middle that holds that bracket together, just like every other fuel filter I've ever done. Hondas, whatever. There's a little bolt, it's a 10mm head. You got to take that loose. Now, I had trouble getting to the head of that on this because the bolt holding the whole bracket to, you might be able to see it there on the bottom. It's a little gold-headed bolt. I had to take that loose and out to get to the bolt. There's a bolt directly above that pointing up, and that's a 10mm head. The other one's a 12. But once I got that out, I was able to get to the other bolt, and I had to put some WD-40 on it to make it all come loose. Even though this has low miles, it's 14 years old, so some stuff was stuck. Something else I might recommend, when you do the starter, I couldn't get that. There's a top bolt. You can't really see it here. It's on the other side of that rod. But I couldn't get to it from the bottom. I mean, I could get a wrench on it, but I couldn't break it. So what I did was I got a breaker bar. It's just a 3/8 breaker bar with a 14mm on it. And I stuck it right back down here. See that nice shiny bolt? That's the one I was working with all day. and I took it and I stuck it right down through all of this mess. I even took that little bracket off, stuck it through here, and just gave it a little bitty nudge, and it came loose. But I couldn't break it by hand, or just with a wrench. And I had to flip my wrench backwards. I highly recommend you get a 14mm ratchet wrench for this. The one that's on the bottom side, it came off pretty easy. I took it off just with the wrench in my arm. But yeah, it's just those two bolts that come loose, and then there's of course the lead that goes to it. Take your battery loose, of course, so you don't catch everything on fire. But I'm going to plug this bad boy back together, and let's see if that's why my moron ass couldn't get this truck to start. Do. I don't know what that is exactly. Probably could figure out if I look too hard. Not sure what that does right now. But let's see if it starts. I already hooked the battery back up, all that goody stuff. So there you have it. I don't know if it needs to be primed. I don't know what I need to do just yet, but we'll figure it out. I will edit it into this video. Thanks. Okay, not really sure what I did. I don't think I did anything. I just almost got this thing caught up in the fan. Nice. Just keep cranking it over, just like any other vehicle. We're back here, so let's look, see if we're leaking anything. If there's any ladies in the house, be sure you cut your hair or put it in a ponytail or whatever you do when you're working on cars. Looks like it's holding to me. Can't really tell from this camera, but yeah, just tighten it up, and that's what you'll have. Again, this is a 97 to 2004 maybe Toyota Tacoma 4-cylinder, 2.4 liter. I'm assuming it's the same for most of them with a motor like this. So, yeah, thanks for watching. And one last thing. It's 7 o'clock now. I started this at 1 o'clock. I even left for about an hour and a half to go have my starter fixed. So, it's not a very long process.